other. All did play into each other. GG, well played. And with that, we're getting into our next series. We're getting into our next series, getting into our next semifinals match. Here we go. It is going to be a PvP between our two Protoss players. Un momento. Un momento, Papi. One moment. Beautiful. Okay, so morning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss himself representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player. The red Protoss himself representing Team Liquid. It is SKillous. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. In chat, I always thought that build was weak. I would push back against that hard. That build has been around for a long time, and I would say in recent times has had an uptick in resurgence. If you've been watching StarCraft recently, MaxPax, the last two ZVPs we saw from him, he was also playing that same style. I think that was in RSL and against Solar as well. He was also going for the same build. And Hero, he started doing this over the past 2 weeks. Again, the build has been around for a long time, and Christiana's been doing it for a long time as well. But for whatever reason, in recent weeks, other players have also been starting to incorporate it as well. It's kind of like come back around in terms of popularity to like mix into a series. So again, if you've been watching StarCraft over the last 2 weeks, you've seen Hero do it, you've seen MaxPax do it as well. I will say though, the thing about it though is that I don't like the idea of relying on it, and that's the one thing that isn't common about that build, is that Cristiano did it every game, whereas players like Classic, Hero, MaxPax, they mix it in, right? They do it like once or twice in a series. I think that's important to bear in mind. Is personally, I personally don't like the idea of being heavily reliant on that more like unorthodox niche build, just because there are ways to shut it down and to punish it. Personally, I'm a little bit more fond of mixing in and kind of keeping your opponent guessing. But now we're going to be settling in. It is going to be a 2-gate opener, 2-gate opener out of SKillous. Likewise, we do have a 2-gate opener out of Shameless as well. Going to be opening up a low ground pylon, and from here we will expand. Oh, Shameless' own base is going to be delayed that much further. This pylon is now cancelled. Okay, we can settle in. What's important, I don't know if you noticed, but Shameless did actually hide his first 2 units. He did hide the Adepts, and he's got more Adepts coming. 2 Adepts into 4, into potentially 6. So hyper aggression out of SKillous. Sorry, I think I kept saying Shameless. My apologies. The other one. Hyper aggression out of SKillous. SKillous, he does have more Adepts, and we'll see if we can get into the mineral line. Remember, 2 Adepts taking one-shot probes. Shay's in. Ooh, no expansion yet. SKillous has yet to expand. Oh, sorry, Shameless is yet to expand. God damn. Why am I mixing them up? SKillous, let's take his natural. Shameless back at home is expanding. Oh, setting up for a proxy. Okay. Pylon has been set. Again, Shameless's base was delayed in favor of extra Stalker Warp in, so he does have the greater army. True. In a head-on fight, he will come out on top. And SKillous, these Adepts are built to harass. Shield batteries on the way. I do favor Shameless here initially in the initial fight. He's moving in. Going for the Stalker, gets one. Yeah, one Stalker goes down. Doesn't quite get the other. Star steps in, and the shield battery does complete. Whew. Skills holds. Okay, Skills, he does hold on. Does defend. Also, if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. I'll apologize for it being a little bit late, but predictions are open. Get your gamba going while you can. Also used to skip Stargate. No, you usually get a Stargate first. That's a way that you can hide it. I would say that usually you get it after the 3rd base though. Usually it's Stargates, Oracle into a 3rd, then you get the Twilight Council Robo, and then you work towards the Archon drop. But Cristiano, he was doing his variation on 2 bases instead of on 3. Whereas MaxPax and Hero, they usually get a 3rd base first. Then they get the Robo Twilight Council after the 3rd starts. Just as a heads up. as the hallucination does poke in. SKillous is going to be reinforcing, is going to be committing. He still only has 2 gateways, but the 3rd gateway is finishing up just in time for the prism, just in time for the push. So again, so far, a very aggressive PvP. Back at home, shield batteries are still only halfway done for Shameless. He's not ready. He's not ready, Pat. That takes down the initial Stalker. The Immortal trying to push in, a little bit awkward here, but the boys are being pulled. Yeah, they're trying to be at least. So far, the force feels a zone away. Here come more reinforcements, and SKillous, he is overwhelming. Oh, Prism has to pull away. Prism does tank a shot. Oh, yeah, tanks the volley, but no more reinforcements, and Shameless, he's barely holding on here. I mean, I say he's holding, did lose the mineral line. Yeah, he lost the mineral line, lost the economy. 14 probes go down, Warping does complete. And SKillous, can he do it? Barely not. Yeah, barely going to be forced back. And sure, he was able to cripple the economy, but he didn't make any probes himself. Like, this was an all-in. This was essentially a 1.5 base all-in at a SKillous. He fails to kill Shameless, does cripple, but now we have an even economy. Okay. We're even on workers, even on bases. Shameless does survive. From here, SKillous, he is holding on back at home. Of course, Shameless has Blink. That's the one advantage he has. He has Blink over his opponent. SKillous does sneak out. Shameless checking for a 3rd base. Taking his own. SKillous slowly getting ahead economically. SKillous, he's here to stop that. Threading that shade. Oh, gets into the natural. So far getting 1, 2, 3 probe kills. Decent damage at the same time. Shameless, oh, denied into the main. Shameless is denied. Oh. So far that's still going to be 7 probes, not bad. 7 probes go down. SKillous crippling the economy. And are we just going to commit? Are we just going to set? We are. There's no Warp Prism with this. Bear that in mind. But SKillous, he's rallying across with 3 Immortals. Oh. There we go. There's the Warp Prism. 3rd base gets thrown down. SKillous backs off. So after a very chaotic and really intense early game, we're slowing things down. We're backing off. Both players are expanding. And the game may just slow down. It may just slow down from here. Shameless does rotate. Does pull away, does rotate around. And we'll see if we can pick up an Immortal. Speaking of, triggers the shields. Does want it. And not quite able to pick it off. Again, SKillous just trying to defend, just trying to turtle up with Immortals. As he goes to the backstab. And for the most part, our players are just building up, getting to charge, eventually into Archon production. SKillous, he does have a scary high Immortal count though, and we'll see if that continues. He's warping in more depths. Shameless sees an opening, he gets one! Gets one Immortal. Nice pickoff. Better trade for Shameless. Same time, Skills, he's slipping into the main. Headed for the natural. Okay, Shades in and probes are going to fall. Shameless is out of position. He's racing back home. Oh, a couple of shots are misaligned, but there we go. 5 probes going down. More DTs, sorry, more adepts into the main base. 7 probes do fall. Not bad. Prism is still alive. Thinking of DT drop, yeah, that's the more like traditional opener. Is Twilight Council into Dark Shrine on 2 bases. That is seen by creator. That is still seen by Hero as well. If you watch, it was Hero versus Rainer. Hero versus Rainer. I think it was Hero versus Rainer. Lily Cup from like last month. Hero does that as well, but Hero, his variation is different. If you watch Hero execute his DT build, he doesn't morph in Archons. He morphs in Dark Templar, then he morphs in more Dark Templar, then he goes into Shadow Stride. Like, he's done that like a couple of times. And he intentionally doesn't morph in Archons, and he abuses the position like in between the third and natural and main. But that's specific to Hero. Like, I don't think I've seen anyone else do that. Like, it's crazy. We're slowing down. We're slowing things down. When it comes to how our main armies are constructed, at this point, Shameless has built up his own immortal count. So we have 4 immortals apiece. We see Skillous with a slightly higher Archon count. Likewise, he's also got more Zealots as well, but it comes down to the engage. Ideally, the way this works here is that Archons, they do want to close distance and get on top of the Zealots. Ideally, you want to hold position your Zealots and pull them back and not aim move them in until the Archons are dealt with. If you throw too many Zealots too quickly, then you'll lose your buffer and you lose your army. You lose the fight. So we'll see how Skillous does engage. He'll be the first to max out. +2 is finishing up. Rotating towards the natural. Hero can do hero builds. True, true. Ooh, as the Zealots are a little bit too far in front. And Zealots are going to fall. Immortals do push in. Better concave here from Skillous. He has a better engage. Breaks through the initial Zealots, takes down the Immortals as well, and Skillous he will overwhelm. GG gets called, and Skillous, he does take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, a very intense game 1 here. We had Skillous going for the initial all-in. The all-in failed, but he killed 14 probes. That was good enough. It's good enough. The game continued from there. I did have a bit of a back and forth. Skillous did a great job at harassing with the depths, non-stop adept harassing the natural and the main base, keeping the economy in check, and snowball from there. GG. GG, well played. Skillous takes the lead, and now we're jumping to game number 2. Jumping to game 2. Bearing in mind, of course, Yakov is waiting for the winner of the series in the grand finals. Waiting in the finals for one of 2 Protoss opponents. Oh boy. We're locking in. We're locking in. Likewise, I actually didn't even get to speak about it, but if you enjoyed the tournament, if you enjoyed the broadcast, Sparkling Tuna Cup is a weekly tournament. Every single week we do host this event, and currently, at least for the remainder of 2025, these events lead into a monthly finals. Players, they accumulate points during the weekly cups to be able to qualify and be invited into the monthly event, and this is that event here. We have the top 8 players of November, of course. We had Nightmare, Yakov, Christianer, Classic, Björn, Shameless, Skillous, Percival. In the first round, we had a crazy turn of events, and all the Korean players were knocked out early in the tournament, and now we have a non-stop EU Tuna Cup instead. in our November finals. Let's go, Bible, let's go. If you want to support the tournament, you can do so via Patreon. !Patreon in the chat. The Patreon does fund this event every single week, every single month. It is funded via Patreon, and based on the amount of funds we have via Patreon, we can grow the event even further. We have a bunch of stretch goals, a bunch of milestones ahead of us to grow the event, to boost the prize pool even further, and to unlock monthly finals for the year of 2026. The only reason why we have monthly finals for the remainder of this year is because of a very generous donation in the chat. $2,000. $2,000 were donated via the chat, and that has allowed for these monthly finals to actually take place for $500 finals. So that was for September, October, November, and December. So each of these events is 500 USD. Again, all funded by a very generous and very passionate fan in the chat, so thank you so much. And again, our Patreon is set up to get to that point as well. If we can grow the Patreon, then we can get there for 2026. For now though, we're jumping in. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Team Little Fairy. Down in the series, it is Shameless. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. The red Protoss representing Team Liquid. It is SKillous. Here we go. So we're jumping in. So far, 2 gate openers all around. No one is cutting corners, and we'll see if anyone does decide to send out a probe and send out a pylon. Now we're settling in. Bearing in mind we're building up towards the finals, of course. That'll be another best of 5. We do see Skillous hiding a pylon, but is found immediately. So cheeky move out of Skillous. The goal of that pylon was to keep it hidden, to try to mind game Shameless, but no mind game. Shameless sees everything. And back at home, Shameless also throws down his own pylon in the main. So standard setup, no proxies, no shenanigans. No shenanigans. Oh, I that Magnath in the chat. Good to see you, Pappy. Good to see. When are we seeing a Magnath play in a Tuna Cup? That's what I want to know. True. Este Magnath. So now, do have the Robo follow-up. So we have our tech of choice going for a Robo. Meanwhile, Shameless going for the faster expansion. So more of an economic start out of one player, and a more of a tech-heavy and aggressive start out of the other. So Skills going Robo. With this, we can throw down the third gateway. We have 1 base all in. 1 base all in out of Skillous. Going for the third gateway. He's going to commit. He's going to double down. And meanwhile, Shameless, he will attempt to scout. Oh, 1 more volley. Oh my god, the hallucination barely survives. 1 shot away from going down. We do see Skills come in with the interception. He wants to stop the scouts. Oh no. Shameless. Hallucination rallies in, and the hallucination, oh my god, is going to be denied. Yeah, it is denied. He sees nothing. Now, I say he sees nothing. I believe he got within range of the natural location. So he knows no base, no expansion. Throws down the Robo immediately. Shield battery in the main base. Robo in the main as well. The shield battery is meant to defend against a proxy Stargate. The Robo to ideally defend against the all-in. He needs his own immortals. Pylon is finishing up. And here comes Skillous. Thankfully, Shameless was playing it safe. He's playing it safe. He does have his own shield battery. Forced to cancel his other. Forced to delay. Skills, he has more warp-ins. Here's Star stepping in. Ooh, gets 1 more Stalker. And Stalker goes down. Nice force field, so he locks down Skillous. And he gets 3. 3 Stalkers go down. Better trades for Shameless. The Prism was too late. And has Skillous lost too much momentum? Has he lost too much? Takes down the battery. Boys are being pulled. Again, Skillous does have double the Stalker counts. Oh, barely cannot pick them off. Who gets 1? It's 3 left. Yeah, 3 Stalkers remaining, but the Immortal has arrived. And Shameless, he's holding back. He's holding on. He's got the Immortal. I swear too soon. Yeah, Force Field locks him in. Immortal gets picked off. But these Stalkers are so low for Skillous. It's still enough though. Yeah, it's still going to be enough. Very clutch control. GG gets called. You can see how low those stalkers are. They barely survive. GG, and SKillous takes a 2-0 lead. Whew. GG. Again, very clutch micro, very clutch control towards the end by SKillous, barely keeping his stalkers alive, being as efficient as possible. And with that, he does break Shameless. Shameless, he was trying to defend against everything. That's the downside here. He was getting a shield battery in the main base. He did get a safety shield battery with the natural. He was eventually getting to his own immortal production, but a little bit too little too late. And in the end, he barely didn't have enough. Now getting into game 3, potentially the final game of the series. I do hope not. I do hope we get more of a back and forth here, but let's go. Let us go. So we're getting into game 3. Is there a delay in this broadcast? Exclamation mark, delay in the chat. We have commands for everything, Pat. We have commands. Yeah, outside of the default delay that the stream has, which is like a couple of seconds. Live, Pappy, live. As spawning in the top right hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the blue Protoss player. The blue Protoss himself, he is down heavily in the series. Can he bounce back? Can he recover and make a series out of this? The pressure is on. Representing Team Little Fairy, it is Shameless. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. Representing Team Liquid, it is SKillous. Here we go. Go. So we're diving into the potentially final game of the series. I mean, I hope not. I hope we get it back and forth, but the pressure is on Shameless. We gotta bring it back. Again, SC Nikita, he was on a little bit of a hiatus post EWC. Took a bit of a break. Now he's back in full force. SKillous looking good. So perks into the main base. Shameless does veer off towards the right hand side. Hello, setting up for a proxy location. Now, based on this location here, it's either going to be a fake out or, I mean, this wouldn't be a bad location for a Stargate, I suppose. Do we go Robo? It's pretty far out. It's pretty far out here, but I mean, we could see a Robo as well. Show us what you got. Now, what's important is that because of the probe scout skills, he's aware that a pylon is missing. He knows something is wrong, something is amiss, but the pylon could be anywhere. Welcome to the Old Republic. It is a very large map. As a result, a lot of proxy locations. Sniper core is done, and it is the Robo. One base all in out of Shameless. He's going to commit. It is technically on Shameless's half of the map, but regardless, going for the all-in. Back at home, SKillous, he does go for his own defensive Robo on one base. He throws in his Robo. The difference between this game and last game is that Shameless, he went for a Robo after expanding. Here, it's Robo before expanding. So faster Robo, faster immortal production, faster War Prism as well. So a very safe build here by SKillous. Meant to hard counter a proxy, and he sees everything. SKillous, he scouts, he gets eyes on the Robo, he sees all, he knows all. Ay, ay, ay. He spots the Robo. Now it's not the time. He's supply blocked. No, he's supply blocked. Shameless. Oh, yeah, yeah. Not like this. There was no pylon in production. There was no. Oh, sorry. There was a pylon on the way, but a brutal supply block as well. And I think it got thrown down as the game ended. Am I crazy? Like, the pylon was in production at the end there, but yeah, there was no pylon in play once he started the immortal. Brutal supply block. GG, well played. Of course, the scout was also brutal as well. And SKillous, he will take the series, take it 3-0. And with that, SKillous, he will advance on to the grand finals. Congratulations to SKillous. My condolences to Shameless. Shameless is a very strong player. He's a good player in his own right. He's one of the best Protoss players in all of Europe. But in this series, in this back and forth, SKillous did come out on top. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to SKillous. And now we can have a look at the bracket itself. Exclamation mark, be in the chat to have a look back yourselves. Exclamation mark, be in the chat, and let's have a look here again. We've had a crazy turn of events. Young Jakobi took down Nightmare 2-0. He had a very intense back and forth against Cristiano. He barely won that series 3-2, making it to the finals. Meanwhile, we have SKillous. SKillous took down Percival. SKillous took down Shameless, and now SKillous is going to be Young Yako's opponent in said finals. I also don't want to take away from Shameless because, hey, who did Shameless beat to make it to the semis? Beyond. He beat Beyond 2-1, so Shameless had a very, very strong showing in the quarterfinals to take down Beyond of all players. Again, Shameless is a very strong player in his own right. It's just in this matchup, in this PvP, things didn't quite turn out in his favor. Things were a little bit unfortunate there in regards to, especially game 2 and game 3. Like game 2 and game 3, late scouts, late realization of the all-in in game 2, and here in game 3, just getting supply blocked at the wrong moment, and of course being scattered as well was unfortunate. GG, well played. As videos are underway and we're getting ready for the grand finals. Los Grand Finales, papi.